Namaste and greetings. My name is Carmen Santosha, and for 3 years I was caught in a very vicious trauma bond and was unaware of how it was affecting my mental state, my emotional state, and my ability to change my life, to move forward in life. I was stuck. So today I wanted to share with you a little bit about my experience with trauma bonding, what trauma bonding actually is and how you can get caught in it, and ways you can get out of trauma bonding. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carmen Santosha, and I'm a coach and a healer. I work with many modalities, including emotion code, which I found absolutely fascinating and very quick when it comes to shifting these patterns. The overall concept of my coaching is that the world is made of energy. Your body is made of energy. The world around you is made of energy. And the experiences you're having in trauma bonding is an eclectic, a group of energies that you're being attacked with. So to look at that a little bit more deeply, what is trauma bonding? What really is it? Trauma bonding is when you're in a really bad relationship. Now, every relationship has its ups and downs. Like every relationship, that has its good and bad times. You have your arguments, your disagreements, or maybe the two of you are just moody one day. But when you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person, there's always harsh downs. So the trauma bond starts, with the highs. You really get the highs. You feel like you found your soulmate. You feel like you're in love. You're knight in shiny armor. This is the perfect relationship for you, and you're totally sold that this is going to be it. And you feel that love. You have, perhaps he's doing a lot of love bombing. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're the best thing in my life, and we're going to be together forever. And then the next week, you'll find him saying, I didn't say that. Why would you even assume that I love you? Like, why would you even just think that? Like you must be going crazy. You hear these kind of comments from a narcissistic person. And then he could even do the subtle comments, like he might criticize the way you look. He might criticize your clothing, your hair, any physical part of your body, your butt's too big, or he might even comment on her butt, someone else's, it's those little subtle kicks that really knock your self-esteem and your self-confidence around. So it's what happens in trauma bonding is that because you've got the highs, it's similar to, when you're gambling, for instance, a gambler will get the highs of the win, and then you get the lows, the lows, the lows, and lows. But the highs feel so good that they gamble again because they want to get that high, so they keep going up and reaching that. The trauma bond is a similar pattern. It creates the same brain chemical in your mind, and you get addicted to the trauma bond. So then your mind starts ruminating. Why doesn't he love me? What am I not doing? What am I not doing right? Am I not worthy? Can I do it better? And when can I talk to him next? And you start to ruminate about how you can be better, how you can fix things, how to get that high back. So you get this high, you get this addiction, and then suddenly there's a drop again. And the more ups and downs you have, the more strong, the more solid, the more permanent the trauma bond can be. And that's when you feel stuck. And this is my area of expertise, is helping women get unstuck from a trauma bond. And because I know I've been there, and it took me 3 years to get out of a trauma bond. I was in a trauma bond for 3 years, and it took me 3 years to get out. And I cried my heart out every week, every 2 weeks, because it wasn't going right. I had it in my mind, this is the one, and this is where I want to be. And I felt the deepest hurt I've ever felt in my entire life. And it just broke me. It broke my heart. and I seriously did not know what I was going to do. I couldn't be successful in business. I couldn't be moving forward my life. I had all these passions and these dreams that I really, really wanted to get into in order to help people healing the planet from within. I'd already published this book, but I was stuck. Yeah, I was so stuck. So it took me 3 years to get out. Now, the one important thing with any type of addiction seems to be common knowledge that you've got to do, cold turkey. And that's what worked for me. I had to go cold turkey and disconnect entirely from social media across the board and in person and everything. And I did that for a year, and I still found the addiction was there. So I had to again do cold turkey so that I could then, move forward in my life. And eventually I could start feeling the addiction, the ruminating wasn't there so much, and I could start being myself. And then I could recover from it, and then the recovering journey is a completely different thing. So about 3 years to disconnect, and then you've got to recover and build yourself up again. I've known of someone who's been in a trauma bond for over 20 years, and people get so stuck in these patterns of negativity, it just breaks them entirely. Their spirit, soul, and everything. So the sooner you can get out of a trauma bond, the better it is for you, the easier it is to get out, because like I said, the more this addiction goes up and down, the more stuck you are. So overall, trauma bonding sucks, and you just don't want to be there. Now, things that you can do to get out of a trauma bond. Now, there's 2 things I'm going to share with you that are really, really very important. The first thing is to understand that the world is made of energy. Your physical body is made of energy. The world around you is made of energy. Now, one concept I recently came across describes this really easily, especially for my mind, because I knew the concept before and I was working with it, but it was kind of like on an automatic pilot, so I didn't know how to share it with people. So in Luis Minero's book, Luis Minero, I'm not sure how to say it, I think it's French, and I'm going to put a screenshot of the book there for you. He describes it as thosine. He's put 3 words together. Thoughts, emotions, feelings, and energy, and he's called thosine. Now, thosines are an eclectic group of energy that can come towards you from anything. Well, thosine describes the energy, the thought, emotion, energy, vibration, the pattern of something that can be in an object, in a person, or someone can direct it towards you. So when you start to ruminate about someone in a narcissistic pattern, or perhaps you've had 10 years of being free from this narcissistic person, and you suddenly start thinking about them, and you think about them all the time, and you think, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I thinking about them all the time? And because you thought you healed, you've done all the personal development work, maybe you've seen life coaches, counselors, this kind of thing, and it suddenly pops up in your mind. It's because they have a thought and emotion, energy pattern that's actually coming towards you, and they send it towards you either consciously or subconsciously. It's, dare I say it, very similar to black magic, or perhaps even exact, but people are unconscious that they're doing it most of the time. But however, this thosine comes at you, and suddenly you're faced with all these thoughts and emotions of this person. It's because they sent an energy ball towards you. Now, sometimes just unconsciously, because they were struggling in their life and they were remembering a really nice time they had with you. And so they start thinking about that, and then they start getting into the ruminating. There's another reason why people get stuck in rumination, but that's, I think, for another video. So the thosine itself, even an object that person gave you can create this thosine that can keep you caught in a trauma bond. So it's a good idea to even clear all the objects out of your house, get rid of them, that is connected to this person, or connected to a narcissistic person, or connected to the negative pattern that you're carrying around. This is from my personal experience, because I get rid of things. I don't hold any items or possessions, that are negative, or I just Yeah, another story again. So that's one thing, just to understand that the world is energy, your body is made of energy, the patterns are made of energy, and once you're aware of this, the thosines coming towards you, you can just look at it and go, okay, this is probably it. It's not me, I'm not reacting, there's nothing wrong with me, but you can actually then start changing the feelings and emotions that you have coming towards you and shaking the patterns. Now, second thing, really important, I want to share with you. Okay, as I was mentioning before, is that our world is made of energy. Your physical body is made of energy, emotions and feelings are made of energy, and trauma bonding is made of energy. So, and of course, energy can be changed. It can be released. It can be healed. It can be changed, shifted, transmuted, transformed, everything. Yep. So, because it's just energy, right? So, trauma bonding can be healed. It can be shifted. It can be transformed. It can be transmuted. I work as a life coach and healer. I have an eclectic group of healing modalities that I involve in my sessions with people. But the most important one that I really love at the moment is called Emotion Code. And the reason why I love Emotion Code is because it's very simple, quick, and effective. It's really important before you shift anything, before you can shift anything in your life, the suppressed emotions, the hurt and pain you're feeling, the broken heart, even the attachment, the addiction, the ruminating, you need to identify it. You need to identify it in detail. You need to identify, the thoughts behind it, the beliefs, perhaps the attitudes, the intentions, all these types of things. So in my coaching session, we go through and identify these things, and then we use a process of intentions, visualization, and it shifts. And this has been so very successful for all my clients that I'm working with. Every single one of them has had amazing relief from the stuck patterns, and the fog of the mind is cleared, and they can finally, see the world outside. But they're not carrying, you feel like you're carrying a burden. That burden is released, and they're no longer carrying the burden. I know the effect from my personal experience because it works so well on me. So trauma bonding is, it sucks, especially when you're stuck in it. You can't see your way out. If you can see your way out enough to watch this video, please consider having a session with me. It usually only takes 2 or 3 sessions, and you have the release already straight away. It's really powerful work, and I'd really love to support you. If you're going more in depth with many, many issues, it might take a few sessions, maybe 6 or 8 sessions, but usually, in a trauma bonding situation, 2 or 3, you have some amazing relief. I am fully and 100% guided by your subconscious mind, by your higher self, by your spirit guides during the process. So it's up to them how they guide the process. Healing works in layers. So in trauma bonding, it's depending on how long you've been in the trauma bond. You've got 20 years of layers. If you've been up for 20 years, it takes a bit more time to get through those layers. So that's why we do them in a few sessions to ensure that we're going through the layers, and we actually calculate the percentage or the number of severity when we first start, and then we get that down to a 0. And that's why it's so very successful, because when you're at that 0 mark, oh wow, you feel so fantastic, you feel great. And throughout the process, you're feeling lighter, lighthearted, happier, the fog of the mind starts to clear. But when you get to that 0, huge success. And that is including shifting resistances. If you have any resistance, we even test for those and shift those. So it's pretty powerful work. So if you're stuck in trauma bonding, you won't be able to move forward in life and business. get in contact with me on my website, Healing the Planet from Within, Instagram, Healing the Planet from Within, and Facebook group, Healing the Planet from Within. I look forward to seeing you and meeting you and having some sessions with you and really seeing you shift those patterns out of your life. It would bring me so much joy because I know how horrible it is to be stuck in trauma bonding. It just sucks. All right, take care. See you.